What's up, guys? Jay, MorninAfterKill, and welcome back to another episode of my Sunday Q&A on Sunday. Woo! Now, it might be happening a little later than I expected today, but it is happening today. I woke up earlier at like 9 in the morning. I just straight up looked at the alarm clock and I was like, no, Mr. Mac needs more sleep, no. And then I closed my eyes for 30 seconds, opened them, and the fucking clock said it was noon. And I was like, well, what the fuck is the point of going back to sleep if the next 3 hours are gonna feel like 30 seconds? The goddamn time and its general relativity to our consciousness. Damn yous to hell! But yes, it is Sunday, and just for variety's sake, we'll probably be taking another trip back to Pandora since it's been quite a few days since I've posted any Borderlands-y style content. And I know how some of you guys get if you don't get your Borderlands fixed, damn it. Although, I do want to warn you guys that I do get quite burnt out quick on the Borderlands shit these days. I put a lot of time into the game, so if you see a few days without any type of Borderlands-y style content on my channel, don't panic. It just means I'm taking a little bit of a breather from it. That's all. I'm glad some of you guys are actually enjoying some of the newer games that are releasing, because it gives me a bit of variety in between all the Borderlands, especially since we're about to start getting into the remastered and up-to-date weapon and farming guides. We've already gone through most of the shit we can go through with the information that we have at hand with Borderlands 3, so remastering some of the older guides is gonna happen, but I'm still kind of self-conscious about starting those, since I know people are gonna be like, oh my god, you're doing these videos, what, you got no content to post? You already did these guides 2-3 years ago. So I'd like to start those remastered guides and vids in between some of the newer content and newer games that are releasing, just to shut those motherfuckers up, but still give the Borderlands guys, you know, what you guys are here for. It's a hard balance to walk. But enough of that. It's a Q&A. And if you're new today, this is how it works here on the Q&A. Max got bars again. You leave a question in the comment section down below. I pick from the comments and I flash them up on the screen. Then we elaborate on them just a little bit. We have a real beautiful time. You got it? Good. Let's get cracking then. With the first question from Danny Eniguez, who wants to know if I've ever had any pets. If not, what pets would I like to have? Now, here's a question that a lot of people would ask a YouTuber if they're fishing for, you know, password information. So, what's the name of your first pet, Mac? I'm not that dumb. But, no, seriously, I had a few pets growing up as a kid, and there was a time when we had, 2 guinea pigs. I was around 6 or 7 years old, and I wasn't really sure at the time why my mom kept them away from each other when they seemed to really like playing with each other. So when my mom wasn't home, I'd take them out and I'd let them play together in their little pen, because it seemed wrong to me as a kid to not let them be social with each other. Right? That's how we ended up with about 36 guinea pigs at one time, because they banged. They banged a lot. And then they had babies, and then the male banged all the female babies again, and they all had babies of babies. And we ended up having to give away all of the inbred guinea pigs, except for the main 2, which ended up becoming just one male, because when he got too old, he got out of his pen, banged the female, and broke her back. He pretty much fucked her to death. He killed her with the D. What a goddamn way to go. Death by Snoo Snoo. I love Snoo Snoo. I really do. Then, like, 4 months later, that lone guinea pig finally died from cancer, which sucked, right? Because, mind you, I'm like 6 or 7 years old at the time, and this is my first brush with death. And my mom thought it would be a really good idea to call her boyfriend over with his camcorder, and we'd all sit there on the couch and we'd say our goodbyes to these guinea pigs. And my mom pretty much made me sit there and play with my guinea pig until it died on the couch, which is not a very fun thing to do when you're 6 or 7 years old. Let alone to have a lasting reminder on video on VHS, coming soon to VHS. Your animal dying. It's really fucked up and morbid thing. My mom was really weird about death like that. She would actually take pictures of bodies in caskets at funerals. I don't know. She was kind of fucking whacked. But from there on out, I became detached from my pets. I'm pretty sure that my mom fucked that up for me too. Like, my mom just really did a number on me as a kid, making me play with my dying guinea pig at the age of 6 or 7, filming it with her boyfriend's camcorder. The same camcorder that my fucking mom's boyfriend filmed himself whacking off on, and me and my brother found the tape. I'm just not going. And it's a wonder I turned out half as well as I did some of the shit that I fucking dig up in my goddamn mind. Like, if Wheaties is the breakfast of champions, and that video of my mom's boyfriend jerking off, and that memory, that's like the fuel of nightmares. But after that, never really had any attachments to pets in my entire life. Up until I met my girlfriend and her last cat, Milo. He's a pretty chill cat. He laid around doing nothing. He was old as fuck. And it was kind of heartbreaking for my girlfriend when he died, because he died when he was like 18 or 19 years old. And she had him for a really fucking long time. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Even though I don't want to get any more cats, I was great to have the house pet-free. I was like, you know, I feel bad for my girlfriend. I felt sad that she wanted another cat, and I didn't want to get one. So we decided to go look at cats and adopted 2 cats, actually. One we got a year earlier, and this year we ended up picking up Felix. So we got Tux and Felix, which both of them are tuxedo cats. Only one of them is named Tux. The other one is Felix. He's named after a famous tuxedo cat from back in like the 1920s. And, you know, even though Tux was the first animal that I really cared for and bonded with in a long ass time, it wasn't until we got Fever, my little Fevers, man, my little Felix. He's my favorite, man. He's so tiny. He's like a little dog. He captured my heart, man. He comes up every morning and he rubs up on me, then he gets up on the washer, and then he comes over and he wants to get on my chest, and he goes right up on my face, and he starts sucking on his little blanket, and he's kneading his little hands back. And so fucking, it's the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. And he's not like that with my girlfriend either. He's only like that with me. Tux is her cat. Felix is mine. Tux won't even let me pick him up anymore. I used to hold Tux and sleep with him and everything, but not no more. He's bonded with her. That is her life mate. You know, if I try to pick him up, he's all scratching and clawing and trying to jump out of my arms just to get to her. But if she tries to pick up Felix, he pretty much does the same shit to her. So it's kind of funny, you know, since I've never really been a cat person. As much as I love Tux, Felix is that first animal that I love as much as I loved my guinea pig as a kid. He just warms my heart. Love that fucking cat so much. And it's funny because we didn't get Felix until after my mom died. We got Tux before my mom died. And I do love Tux, don't get me wrong, but I didn't bond with him as much as I bonded with Felix. And I know this sounds bad, but I feel like that wouldn't have happened with Felix unless my mom died. Because when my mom died, a lot of the issues that I've had in life, they died with her too, because that's where they started. And it sounds so fucked up, but man, I kind of wish she didn't take this long to kill herself in general. I mean, who knows how much further I'd be ahead in life, you know, mentally and successfully if she did, since, like I said, a lot of my issues in life that started with her died with her too. But yes, I do like pets. I have had pets, and those are the pets that I do enjoy. And the next question is from Giraffe, whose avatar positively is a giraffe. Confirmed. He wants to know, what is my opinion on the large number of remasters on this console generation? Alright, that's a fair question, Giraffe. In my opinion, when it comes to remasters, now, don't hang me upside down from my toes for this, right? I think remasters are a double-edged sword, alright? One hand, you have these awesome games that were released on last generation consoles, and they need a little bit of love, right? You have shit like the original Halos being brought back up, COD 4, and the Uncharted collection. Let's take those three examples. Great games in their time. Quite dated by today's standards. So it makes sense that these generational classics be brought back up with some modern loving, right? All three of these games got smooth 60 FPS frame rates in their remasters, completely upgraded retextures, and newer, more well-maintained servers that come with the added bonus of better security, so they don't get hacked to all hell like, you know, pretty much go try to play COD 4 right now on the Xbox, and all you're gonna see is hacked lobbies everywhere. But then, on the other hand of the remastered coin, you got games like Dead Island. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited for a Dead Island remaster, but it's the same kind of thing with this generation of consoles that we're seeing. Would we really need a Dead Island remaster if consoles weren't so far behind on the technology scale compared to PCs? I mean, if you go back and look at the Dead Island remastered video I put up the other day, I was playing Dead Island on the PC, and it still looks fantastic, by today's standards even, fantastic in 1080p, 60 FPS ultra settings on the PC. And the remastered version of Dead Island that's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One still won't be running at 60 FPS on console. So while I do appreciate that some of the more popular games aren't being left behind forever, especially ones like COD 4 and Halo that came with amazing online components, I still think remasters wouldn't need to be remastered if current console trends were actually more parallel in line with current PC technology as well. But overall, I think remasters are a pretty great way to put a small team of developers in an office to work to bring in a large stream of revenue for a company, which can go towards making newer games and taking more chances with a fresh IP while still keeping their older fan base happy. Pretty much what I plan to be doing with the Borderlands videos. And as long as it's done right, it doesn't come out broken, rehashed, or even phoned in like a lot of games these days are releasing, then I have no problem with it. And you shouldn't either. And Chris Needs back again. Chris Needs back. Tell a friend. Chris Need is back with a question. that I thought I was gonna be able to get away with not addressing on my channel ever. And I was wrong. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Dead wrong. Because Chris wants to know if I've heard about the YouTuber that jerked off on his YouTube live stream. Yes. Yes, I have. And for once, it wasn't me jerking off on live stream. Seriously. Yeah, I've heard about it. How can you not really? I mean, I know I don't like to get involved in the whole YouTube drama llama ding dong, but come on, man. Do you really think that someone is gonna jerk off on camera, on live stream, on YouTube, and I'm not gonna hear about it? Shit. Seriously though, two thoughts about this went through my mind. My first one was, how the fuck is his channel still going after he jerked off on camera, on live stream, on his YouTube channel? I mean, we're talking about the platform where if you even put a little bit of a hint of copyrighted material in your fucking shit, you have a real good shot at having your channel shut down. Let alone sitting there and just fucking stroking and jerking your gherkin right on fucking live stream. And then I went back, and I'm not proud of this at all. I searched the replay. I did. Was curious, wanted to see what the fuck was actually going on. Purely for educational purposes though. Just for research. And I saw that there wasn't any cock exposed on camera. Neither hard nor soft cock. There's none to be seen. Thank fucking Christ for small things. And I watched it, and it literally took the dude like a minute and a half to 2 minutes to finish spanking the ham on live stream. That's the world we live in these days. Right. So either he was looking at some really fetishy taboo shit that gets him going hard, or he faked it. Which brings me to the second thought. Why would somebody fake jerk it off on camera on YouTube? Well, because the dude that did it, Darkside Phil, he's what you call a spam YouTuber, right? And what spam YouTubers are is they're basically the shrimpers of YouTube. If I was a fisherman, then I would be out here on the daily, honing my craft, carefully picking and curating my content to do as well as possible. You know, I put a lot of effort into each video every single day to make sure that you guys not only enjoy it, but it's the type of content that you guys want to see on a daily basis. Spam YouTubers are pretty much the opposite of that. They just put out like 10 to 12 vids a day, no effort at all, and it's always of the newest and the latest games that are available. And they do this to take advantage of people that are searching the newer games, and they get like 1,000 to 2,000 views per video. But since they put out a metric ass ton of vids a day, they pretty much make a decent living off YouTube, but not really giving a fuck about their actual content that they're providing for people. They're just putting it up just to get it out there. And this is why I call them shrimpers, right? They just basically dredge the bottom muck of YouTube with as wide of a net as possible, with as little effort as possible to see what they come up with. Pretty much what shrimp fishermen do. While real YouTubers, real fishermen, they take pride in what they do. They respect the sea, and they respect the animals that they're fishing for. And they don't just treat them like mud bugs, and they toss aside anything else that they catch in their nets. And, you know, with the recent explosion of YouTubers getting really popular off YouTube drama, especially a girl on Twitch who stood up and accidentally showed off her clam, I feel like he might have purposely done this, acted it out just for a little bit of extra publicity for his channel, especially with how fake he quote-unquote reacted when he came back on the live stream. It's like, oh, my camera was open? How embarrassing. It's still on. It wasn't actually. You know the feeling of when you're caught jerking off, your dick still in your hand, you're like, you got that frozen look on your face. You kind of look like if you pause it during Home Alone when he's like, "Rah!" when he puts the aftershave on his face. It's kind of like the deer in the headlights look. I'm making the face, but you can't hear it because you can't hear my face. unless you're blind and you know how to do the radar thing, then you know what I look like. You do the, and you sonar the whole. You're like, oh shit! I know what Mac's face looks like. I heard it. But you know what I'm talking about when you get caught in the middle of the act. You got that deer in the headlight look. That was a totally fake reaction that I saw when he came back on cam. I mean, there was none of the usual after jerking off shit. I mean, he didn't clean up. There's no jizz rags, no paper towels. When he quote-unquote jizzed, he just tossed his head straight back and looked at the ceiling and was like, Who the fuck tosses their head back when they jizz? Like you're a fucking porn star. Nobody does that unless... That's right. You know that people are watching. It didn't even stand the fuck up afterwards. He just looked and he was ready to start his live stream. He was like, oh, I just got done jizzing. I'm just gonna sit here in a pile of jizz. Go to my mouse with jizz on my hand. And oh look, my channel is on. What a horrible tragedy. I'm glad I made sure my camera didn't catch any of my cock so I can't get fucking suspended on YouTube. Right? Yeah. Bullshit. That's why I'm 90% sure that DarkSidePhil faked that shit. Just to try to give his channel a boost. Because you know, Killer Keemstar ain't gonna let that shit go. Not in a million years. That finally brings us to Mad Jack, who just wants to know if I like motorcycles and if I've ever driven any fast ones in my life. And the question is yes, Mad Jack, I have driven quite a few motorcycles in my life, and the last one I rode was a Yamaha R6. It's brand new. This is like back in it's like a 06, 07-ish Yamaha R6, and it was the last motorcycle I've ever ridden because it scared the ever-living fuck out of me. Like, literally. Not because it was fast. I could deal with going fast. I've had fast cars all my life, but it was the first time in my life that I've ever experienced vertigo, which is pretty much extreme dizziness for no reason. It was literally shit in your pants, like brick shit in your pants. Scary as fuck. Up until that point, the only bikes I've ever ridden were a couple of Ninja 500s from around the way, some old ass dirt bikes and shit. So this being my first real competition type bike, I took it out. I laid into that motherfucker pretty. I was like, bam, 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 bam. Scary as fuck how fast them bikes get. But I hit 90, which isn't hard on a bike, right? You fucking literally go through half a gear and you're almost at 90. And that's when I started to feel the vertigo kick in. So I was like, whoa, I whipped back around. I took the bike back to my boy at the shop, and I told him what happened. And my old manager at the shop, he explained that can happen if you do have inner ear problems, because he knew that I was half deaf. And he was like, since you're going fast, your equilibrium has a hard time stabilizing itself at those speeds, and you could lose your balance due to the vertigo that it causes. So I was like, oh shit, it's a good thing I slowed the fuck back down and whipped around. Even though I love motorcycles, it's because of that reason you won't be seeing me owning one anytime soon. I can't own a motorcycle and not lay into it. It's just almost impossible. If you ever ridden a motorcycle, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's impossible not to lay into one when you get on. But since you said that you are going to be getting a bike, and it seems like you're probably going to be getting your first bike, get yourself something small like the 500s before you start getting into the 600s or 1000s. Trust me on that. Motorcycles are cheap and easy power. However, giving yourself too much power to start out with is a relatively bad idea. Especially, like I said, since, you know, getting rid of a 500 for a 600 won't be too big of a deal on your pocket since bikes are cheap. It's not like you're going to go out and spend, you know, $20,000 on a Honda Civic and I want to move up to a fucking $50,000 Challenger, you know what I mean? If you want to go ahead and get a fast car, you get your fast car right off the fucking bat, and you'll be able to, you know, slowly wean yourself into learning how fast your car is and how to drive it, right? Motorcycles aren't like that. You can hit the gas once wrong and you're fucked, right? So, getting rid of a 500, and you probably pay like $1,500 to $2,000 for a beginner's bike, and moving up to another bike is gonna be like $3,000, $4,000, maybe $5,000 at the most. So it's not that big of a jump. It's not that big of a deal since, like I said, bikes are cheap. You know what's not cheap though? Hospital bills, motherfucker. Be smart. Get yourself a beginner's bike. Don't worry about the people that's gonna be like, "Hey, McGurn, it's a girl's bike." Tell them, be like, "Look, I'm a beginner, not a squid. Don't understand what you need." So, my name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you could leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. But don't forget to leave your questions in the comment section down below. This is a subscriber-driven series. Not your cues. I can't give you a piece of my A. Ooh, I know you want this A. You want it on the weekly, don't you? I know you do. My name's Jay. MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.
Hey, darling. Right now you're ranked 4th on the Torgue leaderboard, but don't worry. There's nothing better than getting to 3rd. Base. It's a sex thing.